She couldn't explain it. He wasn't the youngest man in the room. He wasn't the most conventionally attractive. But the moment music, he walked in calm, unhurried, like he owned the very air around him. She couldn't stop watching him. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt an unexplainable pull toward an older man or wondered why so many women do, psychology has a very clear answer, and it has nothing to do with money or status. It goes much, much deeper than that. Welcome back to Psych2Go, where we explore the hidden science behind human attraction, behavior, and relationships. Today, we're diving into one of the most psychologically rich topics in modern dating: the 7 specific types of older men that younger women are secretly and deeply drawn to. We'll break down exactly why each type triggers attraction on a primal and psychological level, backed by behavioral science and attachment theory. Stay until the end. Music, because type number 7 is the one most people never talk about, and it may be the most powerful of them all. Let's get into it. Type 1, the quiet leader. You've seen this man. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to dominate every conversation, but when he speaks, people listen. Psychologists call this reference power, the ability to influence others, not through force or title, but through respect that's been earned over decades. And younger women are wired to notice it instantly. Why? Because leadership signals safety. On a deeply biological level, the brain interprets quiet, confident authority as protection, stability, the promise that chaos won't touch you. This isn't weakness disguised as calm. This is a man who has already survived the storms and came out steadier on the other side. That steadiness, it's magnetic in ways that loud, aggressive energy simply cannot compete with. Type to the man who has suffered and grown. Though there's a certain kind of man who carries visible depth, not sadness depth. He's been through something, a failed business, a painful divorce, a loss that reshaped him. And instead of becoming bitter, he became better. This is what psychologists call post-traumatic growth. And women, particularly emotionally intelligent younger women, are extraordinarily sensitive to it. Why? Because emotional maturity cannot be faked. You can't practice it in a gym, buy it, or perform it on social media. It is earned through fire. When a younger woman encounters a man who has genuinely wrestled with life and come out with wisdom rather than wounds, it triggers one of the most powerful psychological responses in attraction: trust. Deep, instinctive trust. She feels often, without being able to explain it, that this man won't run from difficulty, and that is intoxicating. Type 3. The passionate expert mastery is its own form of seduction. There is something profoundly attractive about a man who knows exactly what he loves and has spent years becoming exceptional at it. It could be anything. A chef who commands a kitchen, a musician who spent 30 years with his instrument, a craftsman whose hands move with quiet, practiced certainty. Six Lange, the psychologist famous for the concept of flow, found that watching someone in their state of mastery is itself deeply pleasurable to observe. We are neurologically drawn to competence. But here's the real psychological hook. A man with deep passion signals that he is capable of depth in everything, including love, including commitment, including intimacy. Women sense that a man who can lose himself in something he loves can also be fully, completely music present with the person he loves. Type for the man who doesn't chase. This might be the type that confuses people the most because it defies conventional dating advice entirely. He's not indifferent. He's not cold. But he does not chase. He does not perform. He does not rearrange his identity to earn approval. In psychology, this is called secure attachment. And research by Dr. John Bowlby and later Dr. Amir Levine consistently shows that secure attachment is the single most desirable trait in a long-term partner. Regardless of age or gender, younger women, especially those who've experienced anxious or avoidant relationships, feel the difference immediately. There's no game, no hot and cold, no waiting for a text that may never come. Just a man who is whole within himself, who likes you, shows it, and doesn't panic if you need space. That psychological security creates a gravitational pull that very few younger men have yet had the time to develop. Type 5, the intellectual challenger. She's smart. She knows she's smart, and she is exhausted by conversations that go nowhere. Then she meets him, the older man who doesn't just agree with everything she says. He pushes back. He asks hard questions. He introduces her to ideas she's never encountered. He makes her think. This is what psychologists call intellectual stimulation, and it is one of the most underrated drivers of deep attraction, particularly for high agents, high intelligence women. It's not about showing off. It's about genuine curiosity. A man who has read widely, lived broadly, and thought deeply doesn't need to perform intelligence. It simply radiates from the way he engages with the world. And crucially, he is interested in her mind too. He asks real questions. He listens. He remembers. In a world of surface-level, small talk, being truly seen and mentally engaged, it feels like coming home. Type 6, the protector without control. There is a crucial and often misunderstood distinction in attraction psychology between protection and control. Women are deeply drawn to men who make them feel safe. This is evolutionary, neurological, and real. But what they desire is protection, not surveillance. Strength, not possession. The older man who embodies this type has usually learned this distinction the hard way. He's been controlling before. He's been controlling, or he's been with someone who was, and he has done the work to understand the difference. He stands between her and harm. He speaks up when something is wrong. He is physically and emotionally present in moments of crisis. But he never weaponizes that strength. He never makes her feel small to make himself feel tall. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of emotionally focused therapy, calls this being a safe haven, and younger women, often navigating a world that can feel unsafe, respond to it with a depth of gratitude and attraction that is profound and lasting. Type 7, the man who is still becoming. Here it is, the one almost no one discusses. We assume that what younger women want in an older man is certainty, completion, the finished product. But the most quietly powerful type of older man is the one who, despite everything he's achieved, everything he's survived, is still growing. He is still curious, still learning, still willing to be a beginner at something. There's a concept in psychology called a growth mindset, defined by researcher Carol Dweck as the belief that ability and character can always be developed. And it turns music out. It is extraordinarily attractive in a partner at any age, because a man who is still becoming signals something rare and precious. Humility, the willingness to say, I don't know everything. The openness to be changed by life, by love, by the person beside him. It tells a younger woman, I will not stop evolving. I will not stagnate. And I am open to being shaped by what we build together. That is not weakness. That is one of the most powerful, most masculine, and most deeply attractive qualities a human being can possess. So here's the real takeaway. None of these 7 types are about age itself. They're what time, when used wisely, can build inside a man. Quiet leadership, emotional depth, mastery, security, intellectual fire, protective strength, and the humility to keep growing. These are the qualities that attraction at its deepest, most psychological level is truly responding to. Not a number, not a face, not a bank account. A way of being in the world that only experience and intention can create. If this video made you think about attraction differently, do something simple for me. Drop the number of the type that resonated most with you in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to go deeper into the psychology of masculine energy, attraction, and what really drives long-term desire, subscribe and turn on notifications. We publish every day, week, and every video is built around real science, real storytelling, and ideas that actually change how you see people. I'll see you in the next one.